Hi, I'm Vicki Westling here with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Wilfred Rosas for the residents, for the city of Dunkirk, and for the surrounding areas. And today we are at Fredonia State University in Fredonia, and we are fortunate to be speaking with our new president, Stephen Kolison. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. And we're going to talk a little bit about what your background is. But we also have with us the Vice President of Academic Affairs and the Interim Provost, right? Kevin Kearns.
Nice
So
to be here.
so it's so wonderful to have you here, and I apologize for not having you on before sooner. We should have done that.
It's a pleasure.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit first, Dr. Kolison, about your background, your history, what brings you to Dunkirk, or to Fredonia.
Yes. I am what people might describe as somebody who is a conventional university president. But what I mean is that my entire career has been higher education. I started off as a teaching assistant, a research assistant, a resident assistant, and then went to the faculty, went through the ranks as an assistant professor, associate professor, all the way to a full professor. Served as interim department chair, a director for a major program, and then a dean, associate vice president, executive vice president, and provost before becoming president. So my entire 30 years has been in higher education. I've served at a number of institutions. Started my career at Tuskegee University in Alabama, went to Tennessee State, then went to University of Wisconsin System, and then went and just came from the University of Indianapolis, where I was executive vice president and provost. I've done a lot of work with a number of people throughout this country as well as internationally. And so with that experience, there was this opportunity to come to Fredonia to be the president, and I thought it was a tremendous opportunity, a chance for me to apply everything that I've learned over the years, over 30 years, at this great institution. This is a tremendous institution, and very, very proud to be the person chosen to lead it. And so it's exciting for me, very exciting.
Well, and we're excited to have you here. You know, of course, I knew your predecessors, Dr. Horvath, and certainly Dr. Hefner. So we are so happy to have you here, and we hope that you stay for a while.
Sure, thank you.
It would be great to keep you here, right?
Sure,
right, Kevin?
sure.
So, but you have a horticultural background.
Yes, I have a forestry background with a minor in agriculture. I'm also an economist. My specialization in forestry is economics, forest economics, forest marketing, and general forestry, and also general agriculture. And so I've also taken the time to acquire additional certificates that will aid the work I do in higher education. I have 4 certificates from Harvard, and so those are very useful for the work that I do as a leader in higher education.
That's great. So if you could just send a little bit of that brain power my way, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Yours too. I'll sit back, right?
But let me say this, though, because you did mention that you hope I stick around. So let me tell you this. At the very minimum, I'm already planning for the bicentennial. In 2026, this great institution will be 200 years old. And so I'm already working with advancement and others to prepare for that to be a very special occasion, a series of events, some fundraising, and to do something very significant to celebrate 200 years of being in this area and contributing to the growth and the economic development of this region. So that's the minimum, and I intend to be here longer than that. So I just want to make that clear.
Well, that's great, and we hope you are here, and I'm sure that the mayors in both the village of Fredonia and certainly Mayor Rosas with the city of Dunkirk would be happy to get on board with that.
Oh,
so
yes.
That's great. We're so happy to know that you've got that plan at least 5 years out.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the community, because there has been a great deal of press with the COVID situation, with the students, with the suspensions. Tell me, where do we stand now with COVID on campus? Do we have students who are being quarantined, who've been tested positive?
Yeah. In fact, I will say a few things, and then Kevin might add something. But it is very encouraging where we are at this point. I look at the numbers yesterday in terms of the testing we've done. Let me see if I can find my data here, just so I'll be clear. As of today, we do not have any new cases of COVID, right? At the moment, we have 10 active cases, but we did some, I guess I want to clarify this, we do tests on Fridays and so on. And so the last test we did, there was only one person who tested. So when I say 10 active cases, this is over a 14-day period. And so it is very encouraging. And so initially you saw the numbers, and even those numbers, most of it were attributed to our students who live off campus versus the students who live on campus. But they are our students, yes. So we count everything for our purposes. But this is very encouraging. So currently, active cases 10, and we hope that all those students will be clear to return to classes. And so this is encouraging for us.
That's good to hear. And now you've had some suspensions, right? You've had to suspend some of the students.
Correct.
What brought that about, and then have they returned?
There's a procedure, of course, so that we're fair to everyone who's accused of something. Those students were suspended initially, and they're under judicial review. They can appeal, and I believe that their appeal is this week. Those students were, young people who hadn't seen one another for a while and got together and had a party with not enough social distancing, and they weren't being safe. And so given that we care about all of our students, faculty, and staff, we wanted to be clear that anything that endangers not just themselves but anyone else is not acceptable. So that's where that came about. And I can tell you in general, if you walk around campus, as I hope you will, our students in general are very compliant. It's required that you wear a mask in the common areas and in all buildings and classrooms. We have additional cleaning and safety precautions throughout campus. So as President Kolison has said, for a body of 4,000 to 6,000 folks coming and going, we've been very fortunate so far, and I think the real story here is how well we've done and how compliant our students have been and how responsible everyone has been to keep everybody safe.
Well, and that's true, and I understand college kids. We all had college days, and we know the excitement and the fun and the stuff that you get caught up in. So this is really good that it has come, back to a more positive situation.
But let me give you the latest on that. I haven't shared that with Kevin yet. There were 18 students that faced suspension. As of last night, through the appeal process and the also other things we had to do, 15 of those students are off the suspension. There are still 3 pending. So we will hear their case. There's a process for that, and then we'll see what will happen to those remaining 3 students. The thing here is that the action was not taken lightly. When we bring students to campus, our only desire is that they will be here and they will be successful. And so when we have to suspend a student, that is very sad for us, because that could mean they will be out of class. That could set them back. And so we very much are interested in helping our students to finish in a timely manner. suspensions would throw them back. But this is serious enough.
Yes.
This is serious, and we want everyone to take it very seriously. And so it was a difficult decision, but a very appropriate decision to make. And I think across this campus, all students do have the message. And as I walk across this campus, I'm always encouraged to see that they are social distancing and they're wearing their masks, they're doing what is necessary.
Right.
That is what's going to get us through this period.
Right, you know, we all own this.
Yes.
And so we need to be responsible. Now, you have protocols in place. What about visitors, you know, because this is a beautiful campus and people walk through, you know, ride their bikes through. Are visitors required to social distance and wear masks as well?
We ask everyone to be responsible. It's state property, and so it is open access mostly. But with all of our signage and our communication in the community and on campus, I think most people that enjoy walking on campus or bike riding are respectful and responsible. So yeah, we do have that expectation for everyone. It's our community, not just on campus, but the broader community of Dunkirk and Fredonia. And I think everyone in the community wants our students to be safe, but we don't want them to be bringing anything back home either. So there's been great cooperation from the community.
And now you've been coordinating with the Chautauqua County Health Department,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
And I know you've been working with both the village and the city,
Correct.
just to make sure that things
Yeah.
are under control. I'm going to switch gears here for just a second and talk about the water crisis. And it is. It's truly a water crisis. And I know we have, you know, students who live on campus who have issues that they don't have the ability, the wherewithal to boil water or whatever. And I know you're giving water. But what's happening with the water situation here for Fredonia?
Yeah.
Have you considered joining the North County Water District?
Well, I'll let Kevin's been here longer. He knows the history. But as president, what I'm told is that we don't have the mechanism to make that kind of switch. I think our water system is tied to the village water system, and so I don't know all the history, but I think Kevin can
Well,
probably.
can you switch, and I'm not advocating for
Right.
anybody, this is strictly not ours, but can you switch and get water from Dunkirk?
We can't turn on a dime. The pipes that would allow us to do that aren't in place. We've actually had some discussions about, as a backup plan, would that make sense? And we've been told that the infrastructure just isn't there right now. You know, our concern is for the nourishment and safety of everyone on campus. And so, you know that the whole water issue is charged. The whole history of the county executive putting a lot of people together to try and get one consolidated system. And it's no secret that Fredonia was the holdout. They're very proud of their reservoir and apparently don't want to contribute that to others in the county as a shared resource. But that's honestly more of a political decision. We would support having a backup system at the very least and making sure that everyone gets the resources that they need, and when there is a problem, there's a solution so that we're not without water for an extended period of time.
And I think you and I have been involved and embroiled in this for
Yes, we
quite a
have.
while. So, and of course, Fredonia would be the emergency backup.
Right.
So it isn't as if, should they do that, they would be out.
Yeah, I think though. Let me just say this to be very clear about this. The university has not made a decision about that. We have not started any conversations about that since I've been here. And so I want to be very clear to everyone that we have not picked sides. We have not engaged in a discussion that will lead to a particular decision at this point, right? And so maybe that day will come, but I just want everyone listening to us to understand that at this point in time, as we sit here today, I have not convened any meeting. I have not had any discussions with anyone to say, now let's think about the water as far as the future is concerned. That day may come, but it's not today.
Right, and certainly, you know, this is a situation that when we talk about water, and that's, everybody needs it.
Sure.
And so you look at the best way to do that, and, you know, I know that there are some political issues, and we won't even get into the political side of that, certainly. But the concern, of course, is to have safe water
That's correct.
for everyone. And so,
Correct.
and I think that, you know, Mayor Essex in Fredonia is really doing all that he can to ensure that that happens.
Right.
So I know that to be the case.
And as you may know, I've met with both mayors,
Yes,
and I intend to build a very good working relationship, collaborative relationship with both mayors.
Right.
And so we had a very good meeting here not too long ago with the county executive. That was our first meeting since I've arrived, and I hope there will be many more meetings where we will get together and try to take advantage of opportunities that will benefit our region, and also get together to find ways to resolve challenges that impact all our areas. So that will be my approach with
right.
this.
You know, and I've met with both mayors. As a matter of fact, they were just on City Speaks last week, and certainly our county executive, and I know that collaboration is the key.
Right.
And it's really, you know, good to hear that that's where we're headed. What are some of your goals over the next few years for
Yeah.
SUNY Fredonia?
Yeah. Well, I'm beginning to first. I've made some initial observations, and so I am beginning to share those observations with the leadership team, the university senate, and I do have some town hall meetings that are being planned with the faculty and different constituents for the university to share those observations. So I think our biggest challenge right now has to do with enrollment. We've had a decline in enrollment over the last 9 years or so, and so that cannot be sustained. So we have to address that as part of my goals. I want to be able to show the data to everyone and see how things look and what we have to do. We have to spend a lot of time in that area, do some serious work. I also think we need to define who we are. So when you say, for example, BMW, right? You say the ultimate driving machine, right? That's what we all see in the commercials, right? So if you say the State University at Fredonia, what comes to mind, right? So that goes into the branding, and so I think some of that has to be done. I think we need to think about some new programs of the future, programs that will be very competitive, that will attract students, more students to the university. I think we need to spend some time on that. I think we need to focus on building resources for this university. I'd like to see our endowment grow. I'd like to see us having sufficient resources to create more access for students, make it more affordable for students to come. I'd like to work very hard to provide opportunities for faculty to engage in professional development, as well as for staff to have opportunity for professional development, and also to actually take the university to the next level. So I will be sharing some of these things. I do have these things all spelled out, and those are just initial observation. The faculty and the staff, we have the opportunity to correct that, to say, Kolison, these observations are on target or they are not on target. And if they're on target, then what do we do? Our current strategic plan expires within a year or so, and so it's a tremendous opportunity for us through strategic planning to identify some of these goals and then plan for the future. And so that is what I'm doing now, and I think for the next several weeks, I will have these conversations across the campus with different groups, And then we have the chance to put together a team that will develop the new strategic plan for the university, which will take all of these things into consideration. But my top concern at this point has to do with enrollment. We have to stop the bleeding and reverse the curve. Otherwise, that will make our financial situation much more challenging to deal with. And so that's
kind of where we are. And what about, you've been around for a while. Tell me, what's going on in your area?
There's a lot going on. I think our focus is on, number one, in a global sense, what can we learn from this crisis? I think crisis creates opportunities. We've been forced to turn from a traditional face-to-face campus to doing a lot of what we do remotely, and that's valuable experience. We've showed ourselves and our students and the community that we can turn on a dime and that we're prepared. And so one thing that has come out of this and that we're planning is more online offerings, more flexible offerings, both at the graduate and the undergraduate level, and also new academic offerings and new academic programs. We have work being done on a certificate of advanced study with cybersecurity, which is a hot topic now with all that's going on. We also have transitioned some of our traditional programs to online in education. And we've done a number of other things which will, I think, prepare us for the future, better serve our students, and also, I think, put us in a better position to compete both regionally and nationally for the best and the brightest. And that's our goal, is to be at the top and use our experiences now to build on the excellence that we have in a way that we haven't been forced to think about in the past.
Well, that's true. Crisis does present opportunity, so there are challenges.
Yeah. Let me build on that. Obviously, COVID-19 is our current biggest challenge, right? Is requiring us to do a number of things, and it is not cheap either. So we are spending a significant amount of money to keep everybody safe on this campus. So that is there. Having said that, am I optimistic about the future? Yes. COVID is going to, we're going to overcome COVID, as not only as universities, but as a country. I think that a lot of work is being done around the country, and I'm very hopeful that at some point we'll overcome this virus, right? And then we will focus on other work to be done. But do I believe that this institution has a tremendous potential? Yes, I do. Do I believe we can overcome our enrollment challenge? Yes, I do. And so I'm very optimistic. I think with the right focus, the right energy, I think we will be in a better place not too long from now. I just want to leave that with you.
Well, I agree, and I believe the same thing. I think that we've got a wonderful university here, and I think that our students are truly some of the best and the brightest already, and so I think it's great. And what Fredonia offers to the community, what the university offers to the community, is just, it just cannot be matched. Correct. And so I really feel that way, and I hope that your attitude and your belief and optimism is shared, and I hope that it's adopted by all of those who listen, because I think that it is wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate it. I know that it's a challenge because you guys are going in a lot of different directions, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I know that our listeners and our viewers appreciate it. And Kevin, always, if there's anything at all, just give us a yell. And we're here for you. If there's something that you want to have highlighted on Dunkirk Access, because we go out on Spectrum 1301 in Dunkirk, but it's on YouTube. Let us know if you have, your communications person wants to send information. we'll put it up, we'll make sure it's there if you have a PSA you want to do. So,
That's wonderful.
just because we're Dunkirk doesn't mean we're not here for Fredonia.
Sure.
So we're here for you.
So, and let me say this, unfortunately, we had to wear the mask, but
Yeah.
I want everybody to know I'm smiling as I'm speaking, right? So it can't come through the mask, but I feel very honored, very fortunate to be at this tremendous institution, and I've been treated very well. My first 4 weeks has been great. I'm working with great colleagues, and so I couldn't ask for more.
Well, thank you, and we're happy to have you here. We truthfully are, and
Thank you.
and speaking from, I knew the previous two presidents, and I really, and I loved them and adored them. I thought they were wonderful, but we're so happy to have you here with us now.
Thank you.
So thank you for watching City Speaks. You can watch City Speaks daily in Dunkirk on Spectrum 1301. Watch it at your leisure by going to dunkirkaccess.com. Watch it on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. If you have comments, questions, concerns, send those to cityspeaks@cityofdunkirk.com. Snail mail, City Speaks, 342 Central Avenue, Dunkirk 14048. City Speaks is here for you, for the residents of Dunkirk and the surrounding community. So we're here. Let us know what you think. And Dr. Kolison, Dr. Kearns, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
wonderful to see you again, and we look forward to seeing you and the mayor very soon.
Well, thank you. And again, I apologize. He had wanted to be here, but I apologize. He had an event today that he had to attend at this particular time.
Not a problem. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you both. And thank all of you for watching City Speaks, and have a great day.